Hi guys, I'm Chris. This is going to be my first Warface commentary video. I decided for this one I would just talk about the last beta, my thoughts about it, since it's over for now anyway. First up, if you haven't seen my video about toggle sticking and aim down sight, I made another video about this because this is the biggest problem with the game in my opinion. Pretty much if you bind key to, if you prefer hold to aim down sight, for example, you can't get rid of toggle aim down sight, and it will mess you up sometimes, but I'll link you to that video so you can go watch it. But other than that, I have a bunch of feedback here. Some of these things were discussed on the public cloud. I just wanted to put them in a video. Other people have already made some feedback videos like Beta Snake, but I wanted to do one too because I've never done a commentary before. And yeah, I sometimes just make it my job to be the one who complains about things. People tell me, you know, it's all about the money. They're not going to change anything, but you know, maybe they'll change one or two things. If they do something to prove they're listening, that would be pretty cool. So here we go. First up, I'm not sure if I put these in the order that I care about them, but first thing is Claymores in this game. I find them just so unnecessary in shooting games. They just don't belong, really, but I know they're not going anywhere. They're not just going to say, well, Chris doesn't like Claymores, time to take him out. But, I mean, I do have some ideas, because right now, you play Engineer, whenever you feel like it, you throw a Claymore down, and then wait for it to get you a free kill, or two. It could kill multiple people. So, I have a few ideas for how they could fix that, make it a bit better. One thing is they could nerf the damage, make it less of an explosion like a frag grenade explosion, make it kind of just blast shrapnel, like, not make it different from a frag grenade, because pretty much it's like a pre-cooked grenade just sitting around waiting for somebody to be on it. But I'm thinking maybe they could make the damage equivalent to a shotgun blast, so if you walk over a Claymore, a shotgun blasts you in the leg. If someone puts the Claymore on an elevated surface, it's a shotgun blast to the chest. And get rid of the damage to the sides and like to the back of it especially, because you can think, oh good, I found a Claymore, I'm gonna shoot it and disable it, and then you'd be surprised by where the explosion goes. So I think that could fix the problem. But even better than that, I would say give Claymores to snipers. Because right now Claymores are kind of used offensively. If you play the map Hangar, I don't play it anymore, but people just take Claymores and put them outside the other team's spawn. Someone's going to step on it at some point. And if you die, the Claymore just stays there, just stays outside the enemy team's spawn. But snipers don't really get to the other team's spawn much. Snipers can use it to defend their own spawn. So here we're fixing the spawn trapping problem people complain about. Giving it to a defensive class that doesn't have anything, taking it away from Engineer that already has plenty. And I'll talk about that later. So, the Engineer thing I wanted to say, I think the vendor system for random unlocks is really good. Like, I like the idea of coming into the game saying, oh, what am I gonna get, you know? It could be a completely rare item, just out of nowhere. And maybe someone else is working on a common one. You could just get something rare, feel lucky, feel awesome. It's really cool. At the start of every beta phase, the first thing I do is check the vendors to see what I'm going to be working on first. But the thing is, they need to make sure one class is not perceived as superior to the other. And I think it's, in my opinion, slightly leaning towards Engineer right now. Because you got SMGs, which in the beta phases we've seen have been really good. I don't know about the future, some people know more about this because they played the Russian version, but they definitely beat the common assault rifles for the most part. To some degree it's a matter of preference, but like the AC-7, 67 damage, it's crazy. But on top of SMGs, which can be argued to be pretty good, you get armor restoration, Claymores, the same grenades that everyone else gets, so you just get an extra free explosive kill, and it seems like you get to arm and defuse bombs faster. I'm not 100% sure about that, but pretty much it's just a big package of you know, easier to play. So we could take Claymores from them, give them to snipers. I think that would be fair. Yeah, I pretty much actually got sick of playing Engineer during the beta, because that's mostly what I did. I played Engineer. I had a silenced R4 CQB because I started off by getting a bunch of SMG attachments, a silencer, and a basic scope. So I was going around drop-shotting with that. I'm going to talk about that later. It really just left a bad taste in my mouth. It just got old. Play Engineer, throw Claymores when I feel like it, check my KD. Yeah, like, that's not why you play team-based shooters. But I don't need a team. I can restore my armor and I can watch the flank with Claymores, so. Or just watch the spawn, the enemy spawn with Claymores, whatever. But yeah, I pretty much didn't unlock an AC7 in this beta phase. I was going through the weapon vendors over and over like, come on, AC7, AC7, I really wanted that gun. Because if I got that gun with my scope and silencer, it would be ridiculous. But it would be better if no class, and obviously you can't make it perfect, but I think taking Claymores from Engineers would be a pretty good step. And then snipers would have more favor. I think it would all just be a little bit better. That way, like, you get your vendors, you could get like a shotgun and say, well, I'm playing medic then, because I just got a cool shotgun. Sounds good to me. It could actually force people to try new things. I didn't really feel forced to try something other than Engineer. I did play a little bit of Sniper, as you're seeing in this video, because I got a cool sniper rifle, and it's actually not that special, I don't know why, it's rare, but it's just a 2-shot kill. Kinda fast. But anyway, on to drop shotting, which I think is not that huge of a problem once you get used to it, but it's kinda silly. If you bind a key to hold to prone, you can bounce around ridiculously. If you haven't tried it, next time the game comes online, try it. Go to your safe house, bind like a really accessible key to prone, maybe move your jump key somewhere else if you need to, and just spam it, like lightly tap it repeatedly. You can bounce, you'd be amazed, and if you look at your sight, it's not wobbling at all, it's straight. You can accurately fire wherever you want. I mean, technically anyone can do it, so it's not some like overpowered thing where the drop shotters are dominating the plebeians who don't drop shot because they can't for some reason. Everybody can. It's just, you know, it makes the game ridiculous. It's hard to take it seriously. It's a like all tactical team-based shooter. The sliding is one thing. I think sliding is okay, but the drop shotting is spammy and just makes the game look silly. I said in the seed that we were arguing about it, and if that's how the like high-level clan matches are going to be settled, drop shotting, I'm not interested in watching those. It's just, I mean, every game, every FPS game seems to have its panic maneuvers. Whenever you see someone and they see you, you gotta do something to get the edge. It's never simply aim better, because someone always jumps or crouches, strafes. Those are fine, you know? They make sense. Well, maybe jumping doesn't really make sense, but in most games nowadays, jumping messes up your sights a bit or something. In Warface, jumping doesn't really help you very much. But you can crouch to get more accuracy. It comes at a price, though. They can shoot a slower moving target. A little ball of flesh to shoot at there. There's also strafing, you just strafe. You don't just stand there and aim at them. But the problem here is drop shotting is just so spammable. You can exploit it, and for example, bounce up and down over a piece of low cover. People won't know when your head is really up, but you can see just fine. You can bounce around when you're just moving generally. People don't know where to shoot you. Sliding is not really a problem in my opinion. Everyone can do it. The only thing is it does break with the toggle sticking thing. Hope you watched that video, or going to after this video. It really explains the problem, and I think it should be fixed. If they fix that, and nothing in this video, that's fine. I just really want that fixed, but I have alt to prone, hold to prone as alt, and spacebar is slide, since those are my favorite panic maneuvers in the game. I have E to jump, because I don't use it very much. Because jumping, it's just kind of slow. Strafing and jumping don't make you move very quickly. So I use E to vault stuff, like sometimes E is the climb thing, F is my action key. But pretty much, I mean, you can see by the fact that I've bound the panic keys to the most accessible keys for my thumb, gives you an idea about how overly effective they are. But anyway, my suggestion for that is you can remove the option hold prone from the game. I think that would make it just make more sense. But then you have to buff toggle prone, because right now, what I found in the first beta phase was, I was wondering, how are people drop-shotting? Like, I watched a Russian video, and this guy would just hit the deck whenever he saw someone, kill them, and then hop right up. And I was like, my prone key is not doing that for me. I'm tapping it, and I might even crouch a little bit instead of going down, because of just the location of the key. I think you had to be, like, holding forward while doing it or something. But if you improve toggle prone, you could make toggle prone a dive, so you like launch yourself forward and hit the deck. Someone made a seed saying like there should be a way to dive away from grenades instead of shuffling the 3 steps that strafing will get you. I agree with this. You can dive away from explosions. If you hear a Claymore noise, dive back in the direction you came. It could be really cool, diving away from explosion. Maybe if you're sprinting, it throws you forwards more. If you're out of sprint, it just kind of flops you down. But whatever it does, if you're on the ground, then you can't, like, spam it. You can't spam it to win a shootout. Or, they could add an animation, so, like, your sight shakes even a little bit when you go down. You know, like, you go down, the sight kind of delays or shakes. When you hit the ground, it goes side to side, or you lose accuracy. Maybe you can't shoot while you're going down. Maybe when you're going down, it forces you to not be aimed down sight. I don't know, but you can bounce up and down ridiculously quickly, and I think they could fix that. Like, if they added an animation, you could still spam it, but you wouldn't be able to aim at all. You would be, like, shaking around like crazy. So yeah, we've got Claymores. I think they don't belong. I think they can at least make them better, because, I mean, this FPS game doesn't really it negates the need for teammates to watch the flank and stuff. You just put Claymores out. Even if the other team sees them and disables them, then you know where they are. So plant the bomb, you know? Like, when you clutch around and plant the bomb, like, kill the other team, you make a dash for the bomb site to defuse it. You don't want to have to check every corner. That takes forever. The other thing is they need to make the classes all equal for the vendor system to work. Drop-shotting is bad. That's all I got for now. If there's any time remaining in the game video, enjoy it. But if you have suggestions or feedback on my feedback, let me know. Just do so politely. Alright? Do it politely, please.
The enemy is capturing our strategic position.